Hey everybody, this is Gaia, and I'm here to talk to you about Destiny 2's launch trailer. I know it's been a while since you've last heard from me. As always, my information's up on screen, but before I get into the trailer and my analysis of it, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what it is that's going on here. I'm basically taking a break for Destiny because when the new game comes out, I plan on streaming it basically 24 hours a day until my eyes drop out. So that's enough news about me. There's a lot of conjecture. We'll talk about it in a minute. And I don't get involved in that. I don't want to give you anything but facts. So let's get into it. Here we have the opening screen here, and we see this character over here on the in the background. Now, that is the console. People had a lot of speculation that the speaker was somehow the console and was working with Gaul, and we see now that's BS. This is why I don't want to get into the conjecture game like a lot of other streamers. I get it. People are starved for content. They don't want to have an empty channel, but I'd rather give you an empty channel than give you just nonsense. So if you don't know, there's been a new Destiny 2 launch trailer. And I really am excited about what's going on. Right here, I want you to look at Zavala's armor. It is scuffed up. I don't have a picture handy this red hot second, but if you look at Zavala's armor, this is the armor he has in the game right now. If you go into the tower and look at him, and it's all shiny and new. Here it's all messed up, presumably because he's been fighting for his life. And there's a lot of that. This, by the way, is Titan. That we're looking at here. And what we're seeing is just the environment, and it looks fantastic. I can't wait to visit it and really play. That is a fallen ship fighting the Cabal at the European Dead Zone. We don't know why they're doing that. But there is a possibility. This is the conjecture game. I don't like this, but it's a possibility that that is actually the Awoken. We know they have control of a lot of fallen skiffs and ships. But it's interesting to see them fighting the Cabal. So whether or not it's the Awoken or the Fallen, they are a mitigating factor. They're fighting against the Cabal, and that's going to help us, even if they're not intending to help us. All right, and so here, this is actually a shot from the initial mission, Homecoming. This is simply a camera angle that we don't get to see while we're playing the mission. And here's a shot of some Guardians. Clearly, this looks like we're in the city. This is city architecture. And this looks like it's part of a mission. I have a suspicion that the culmination of the campaign is going to be some kind of attack on the city to rescue the speaker. But that's a suspicion. Again, I don't like to play the conjecture game, but this is still a nice shot. Let's go ahead and let that play out. And off we go. Now, here we're going to see some crazy shots. Look at that Warlock's armor. It looks like the Titan helmet from the Vault of Glass. In the Age of Triumph, which is pretty cool. There's a lot of new stuff here, and most importantly, we are alongside some human fighters. They're not Guardians. Some of these characters, like right here, this guy and this woman in the background, they're not Guardians. They are just survivors, and we're fighting alongside them, and that's worth pointing out. So there's this is Hawthorne, and that's Cade. There's the reverse of that shot. Okay. Oh, wow. That shot right there had, this is film geekery for you guys. But watch. The focus starts on Ikora, and it shifts to Zavala, telling the story of the Glance. See that? That's cinematography in a game. GG Bungie. All right, let's see what we got here. Again, we have that Warlock with that crazy armor, which I love. I don't like the boots so much, but I do love the chest piece and the helmet. That's got some style going on there. Again, we have a human, ordinary human, a not guardian. I think that's Hawthorne, not entirely certain. No, it's not. And Zavala's going to do his dirty work here. So he's going to take the leg. And now this is something I want to do. I hope this isn't just a cutscene in the game. I hope this is a scene we get to play. But here we have, really, this is the speeder scene in Return of the Jedi. Look at that. That's just gorgeousness. That looks like part of a strike. We know there's going to be more than one Vex strike in the game. So conceivably that could be the entrance to a raid, but I don't expect it. I expect it to be a part of a strike. Here we have an Omelon hand cannon. This is a standard auto rifle, and this looks like a Vist, whatever you call that new foundry, weapon with the Future War Cult emblems. So, Future War Cult version of a Vist weapon. The slide rocket, beautiful stuff. Captain America doing his job. Yes, that's a tank working with a Guardian. So I don't know if tanks are going to be a thing in the game, but you will be working alongside of a tank, at least at some point during the game. So that's good news. That iconography leads me to believe it's part of the human survivor forces or part of the tower defenses that have been saved. That doesn't look like a Fallen or Vex or Cabal iconography. We are attacking a ship here. This in the background is the sun. And so this is in proximity to Mars. I'm sorry, I mean Mercury. So that's interesting. Gorgeous shot. This is part of Homecoming. We've all seen this part. This is just a couple of different camera angles we don't see during the game, I think. There is an iconic shot that we'll all love to hate. A lot's been made of this already. That is an Omelon. See the writing here? Omelon. Grenade launcher. And we don't know what this is. This looks like a heavy fusion rifle, if you will. I don't really know what it is, but it looks cool. And this particular one shoots void, and it's going to wreck that Minotaur. And what you saw there was when they took out the shields of the Minotaur, the shields exploded. Again, remember, this is a matched element. So the shields exploded, and that took out all the other goblins around it. So Bungie mentioned that mechanic, but we get to see it in action here. Those things. I hate those things. The packs of them during the strike in the beta, and your characters just facing off against them. Just the numbers make them a challenge. Kind of like Thrall were supposed to be, but only were during the Crota raid. I do want to draw your attention to this hand cannon. That is some pretty cool stuff right there. Now, this is later on in the earlier scene where we saw the the pole dancer, running through. And this is whatever they're shooting at, the sun or Mercury. I'm not sure what they're shooting at. I think it's the sun, but I'm not certain. And here, down here in the corner, you can see us, actually, those interceptors, we're driving them into the scene here. And now we get into the part where it just starts to be Guardians fighting. There's some cool shots here. I love the dynamics of the ship and the pieces moving on it. The color pattern on the armor is new to us, I believe, from this trailer. This is some gorgeousness right here. We jump in to this Vex architecture. There's Sweet Business doing its work. More Captain America stuff. There you go, another Viced Foundry weapon. This might be the same weapon we saw earlier with the Future War Cult iconography. I love the way the motion and stuff that you get in things as you vaporize them. And again, more fighting here. This is beautiful. Would be an excellent dolly jib move if it was photographic. That was a little bit of savagery right there. Let's wind back and take a look at it. This may be in the aftermath of the story of Homecoming. This Cabal looks very much like he's about to execute a Guardian. So, you know, I don't know what we're meant to take from this, but I have a suspicion that we're going to see some kind of a cut scene in the game where a lot of what Zavala was talking about in this trailer, we can't even defend ourselves, much less the survivors. This is what he's talking about. The Cabal slaughtered Guardians. That's Homecoming. People are excited about this. It's a giant hobgoblin. Now, it remains to be seen. My feeling on this is this looks like it might well be a lost sector. Maybe a boss of a lost sector or a strike boss. So we'll see what that turns out to be. All exciting. And that's going to conclude the trailer, I think. We got this little hug business. All right, and that's that. And of course, you get Cold Heart and so on. I'm pretty excited. There's a lot to be hyped about in that trailer. A lot of scene and terrain that we are looking at. That's pretty exciting. But as you can see from the screenshots on right now, a lot of that's been out there in the public eye for a while. So nothing to get too hyped up about, but I'm hyped up about it. And that's it. There will be a link to the trailer. I hope you saw it before you watched this video. But that's it from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time, Guardians.